Anyways, this is GG33, but right now we're gonna have Chris and my man Run It Up. Run It Up, come over here first, man. I remember I told Run It Up, what was it, November 2024. We had a meeting.
Yep, we did.
And I basically said, listen, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. And if you do all of that, I think we have the chance to be an influencer.
Absolutely.
Bro, you talk so fucking well now. It's fucking insane. Insane.
It's the secret Gary. It was the training tools Gary gave me. And I'm not going to say what they are because motherfuckers could take what he said and just run with it, but I'm not going to say what he said.
It won't matter. You're born
yeah.
not, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can hit bricks, man. Fuck you people. Next, we'll come over here. Chris GG33 at 33 life. I'm not the only 33 here. He's a 33 too. What's up, Chris?
What's up, man? Appreciate you having me here. Love the new studio. Got the best office view in the game.
That's a $7,000-8,000
yeah,
camera.
Man.
But you know what? That view right there that they can't see, that's it.
Yes.
That's it. So what I'm gonna do is something I usually never do. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna invite my friends over here to sit down and have a little bit of a podcast. Run It Up. You know how to run this shit a little bit. So here, you sit over there, Chris. You guys are gonna have to pass the microphone back and forth because, quite frankly, I'm not that good at it. Here you go. And boom. I am going to leave it to my acolytes to entertain you. I need some fucking likes, and if you guys want a reading, nothing changes. 98 or above. What do you thought? This is Zerk over here? We're not doing $5 readings, bro. Peace.
Let's go. So it's your boy Run It Up. It's your boy Chris over here. So before I start, I need to pay homage directly to this individual right here because when I actually got into numerology, I found Gary. You know, you guys all know the story. I was driving down the street. Gary said, hey, there's going to be cops all over the road. I didn't see any fucking cops. I exited off the freeway, drove through the streets, literally did not see one cop. And I said, hey, this Gary the Numbers Guy shit is fraud. Literally, I was 2 exits from my house. Then I saw 4 cops out of nowhere. Like, I'm talking about no fucking where. These cops came out of nowhere. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So that showed me exactly that numerology was real. And it was this individual right here. It was this individual right here through Gary's knowledge who actually gave me my first reading. So I want to pay homage to him, give him all the credit and respect because without him, I probably wouldn't be here through Gary because I didn't fucking believe in this shit. So let me get a mic to him and let him set it off.
No, I just want to thank you for honestly taking the baton because I gave you your first reading way back when, and I did not know it would lead to this. The amount of success that you've had is incredible. So kudos to you. And
thank you.
That's all I'm here for. Every reading that I give it like it's my only reading I'll ever have. The reason why is when I was 15, 16 years old coming up with Gary, I had to prove this to people, and most people thought we were completely frauds, just absolutely, incredulous, and it is what it is. So I appreciate that because the way that you articulate this stuff to people is putting it in a mainstream, easy to understand way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, today's an 11-day.
11.
Right? Why are we doing this? The reason why we're doing this today is because it's the 11-day in total, and 11 stands for emotional energy. Now, the next thing I want you to be aware of is today is one of the worst days you can have in numerology for conflict, emotion, trials and tribulations. Why is that? 5 is the number of emotion, and then it's the number of cataclysms, crazy events, and then 5 is the number of the fighter.
What does this chat say? Give me that mic. What does this chat say? I'm a CIA. You think I work for the 1947 pig? Are you out your mind? Were you raised by a fucking whore? Shut the fuck up.
Yo, and I'll just say, I'm black. I don't fuck with feds. I know I'm a for-life fed, but if Gary was a fed, I would not be fucking with Gary right now. Let me give the mic back to him.
No, you're good. No, so 5 is the number of the fighting. Five is the number of fighters. So the greatest fighters that to ever live are often 5s, like Floyd Mayweather. Get Mr. 50-0, 5, right? McGregor's got that 5 energy in the birthday. Now, when we look at 9/11/2001, notice 9/11 happened on a 5-day in total, okay? So 5 is evolution, 5 is change, and you're going to see a lot of conflict. So if you're an old soul, like an 11, 22, or 33, or born on the 11th, 20th, 29th, or the 22nd, you may not experience 11 days like other people. So people who are really old souls or evolved, not necessarily just master numbers, will have their most emotional days on the 5th, 14th, 23rd, or 5 days in total. And I've noticed I've had a lot of issues on those days, very emotional, and emotion begins with an E. E is the 5th letter. So I'll pass it back to you, but kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that is a whole wealth of knowledge and game he just gave you right there. So what you can do is you can just take that game and reverse engineer it for yourself. So the way I got my start in numerology was obviously from, this individual right here as well as Gary. But everything they said, I took it like the Bible. And then I would just go ahead and reverse engineer and say, this is this, this is this, this is this. And then what I actually did to actually help me was I actually started treating this like I was a data scientist. And I would just collect a whole bunch of data and then just see where the data would lead me. So that's how I got good at, day trading with numerology. I would just crunch the biggest CEOs' birthdays and see how that day would actually affect them when it came down to day trading. So this stuff is real, but it's an 11 day, just like he said. And what people got to realize about the number 11 is that the 11 is actually the first master number. So what that's going to be telling you guys is that's actually the first teacher, okay? So before you can get to the 33, before you can get to the 22, you actually have to go through the 11. So the 11 is actually a great teacher as well. Think about it. You have two ones side by side. So what is the one? The one is the leader. So if you have two ones side by side, they're going to be able to doubly lead you. So that's why you see some of the greatest athletes, some of the greatest leaders in the world, they do have that 11 energy. But the flip side of the 11 energy, as you know, is emotional intelligence, but it's also negative emotional energy. So there's a person in my community, 28 Club, and Gain 28, and he's gonna know exactly who I'm talking to, but I don't want to say his name publicly because I don't want to say anything to him. But I've been trying to put him on as a leader within my community, but his problem is his emotions. And sometimes the 11s, they deal with emotions worse than anybody else. And that's the biggest thing that you guys have to master in life as an 11 is the emotional energy. So let me ask you this, Chris. You as a 33 life path, you was one of the greatest minds that I've ever come across. You was someone who's taught me. You was someone who's gave me game. What would you say is the best way for the 11 to actually master their emotional energy and actually turn it into something positive?
Yeah. So as an 11, the first thing you're going to want to focus on is not going from one extreme to another. So 11s will work out for 2 weeks, then they won't work out at all. They'll have a ton of sex for 2 weeks. They will have no sex for 2 weeks. They go from extreme. So look at Kanye West, and I'm a big fan of Kanye, nothing bad to say. But as far as Kanye goes, Kanye went from being dead broke to the richest rapper in the world. He went from rapping about, hookers, this and that, sex, drugs, whatever, all the way back to Christianity and kind of turned his life around. So that's kind of how 11s are. And when we look at the 11, it's 2 1s side by side. Yeah. And it can either destroy or actually help the world with its influence. Now, is an 11 the type of person that is always going to, how do I say this, do the right thing? No, they're not always going to be perfect. But 11s usually surround themselves with a lot of degens. So the first thing I'm going to tell you if you're born in the 11th, 20th, 29th, or an 11 in total is you got to cut off most of your friends. I have seen most of these 11s get taken down by the people closest to them, their family members. I mean, you look at Kanye, what he dealt with the people in his circle. So that's how the Matrix attacks them. And the reason why 11s are attacked with people around them is because they're here to learn emotions. So those people, like your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, they're like plants in your life as an 11, and they're there to extract that emotional energy. The reason why Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant could be in the gym for 16 to 18 hours a day is because 11s are like a battery. They have more emotional energy inside of them than other people, and it needs to be released. So work out a ton, be careful who your friends are, and hang out with 11s, 22s, and 33s. Master numbers are like AM frequency. The other numbers are like FM. Both are very powerful, but you need to get around what you are.
Exactly. And, since it's an 11 day, I actually want to talk and shout out to everybody out there, but I actually want to talk about the 7 a little bit on 11 days. And if you look at the vowels of 11 and you look at 7, all right, put 2 and 2 together. But what I've actually discovered and, what I realized about 7 and 11 energy is that they're the yin and yang. When the 7 has no fucking energy, who does it look towards? It looks towards the 11. And when the 11 has too much energy and it needs to calm down, who the fuck does it talk to for information and knowledge? It talks to the 7. That's why I like the 7 and 11 combo so much, because they balance each other out. Like if the 7, you can call this fucking 7 Dracula. Think about it, because it's going to bite your neck. It always wants to stay indoors. It doesn't like the sunshine. It doesn't like being outside like a fucking 3. But who does? The 11. So the 11 can do that. It can mask itself. It can send the fucking, the 7 can send the 11 out to do the dirty work. And on the vice versa, the 11 can get sent somewhere by the 7. So what are your thoughts about the 7 and 11 connection? And how do you think they work together?
Yeah, great question. So 7 is the cranky professor in the middle of the woods in a log cabin. 11 is the charismatic leader in front of other people. 7 is lack of emotion. 11 is emotion. 7 is logic. 11 is emotion. So when we look at that energy, 7 is the professor. 11 is the athlete. They are the perfect yin-yang combination. And you'll even notice when it comes down to the number 7 and 11, you see the vowels. So the first vowel in 7 is E, 11 has an E right in front of it. So they're there to emotionally balance each other in different ways, whether it be physical, spiritual, or monetarily. Now, when we look at the 7 and 11, I notice a lot of 11 men, and especially if you're born on the 11th, 20th, 29th, or 11 in total, you're going to be like, okay, my best friend is a 7. Right? 7 struggle the most in relationships. Yeah. So even as a master number 11, you have like a really good friend, but it may not work out in marriage. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, because those 7s have to learn how to be around other people, how to be in a relationship.
Yeah, that is so interesting that you said that, because then you think about the 7 and 11, right? Sometimes the 7 is just so standoffish, it can't get out of its own way. The biggest downfall of a 7 most of the time is overthinking, because mentally they can't get out of their own way. But 11, what is the number 11 of? It's a number of clarity. It's a number of vision. So the 11 can actually provide the support it needs. But if you look at the dog and then the horse relationship, then you see the similarities there, where a lot of the times the 7, which is the horse, it can actually be the person who's stuck in his mind, stuck in his ways, and it takes the dog, which, honestly, I got a lot of shit to say about the dog. No offense to the dogs. Yeah. But a lot of the times, dogs are full of shit. A lot of times, nobody wants to talk about it because they're a dog, they're a puppy. Everyone loves a fucking dog. I'm sorry, guys, it's a fucking horse here, so I have to be nice to a dog. But a lot of the times, dogs are full of shit. They can be great storytellers, and, they can actually sell the bullshit to the horse, and that gets the horse to the trouble. We talked earlier about how to actually operate with a horse. I'm not going to say what we said because that was advanced knowledge, but let me turn it over to you for your thoughts on that.
Oh, no. This is great. So you talked about dogs. Yeah. And I am very intrigued to see how dogs are going to do in a horse year this year specifically. Here's why. The dog is the number one sign that loves attention. Yeah. And the worst thing about dogs is that they don't realize everyone sees it. So pigs love food. It's no secret that I love candy. I love food. And if you don't realize that other people can see that, it's a big weakness in life. And these dogs, if you're dating, I'll pimp you guys some game. If you're a guy in here and you're trying to talk to a woman born in 94 or 06, for example, a dog year, you want to shower them with attention. They absolutely love it. Now, when we look at dogs, they're willing to do and say anything it takes to get that amount of attention. So look at Donald Trump. Love Donald Trump. He said stuff about his daughter. He'll call women fat. And dogs are hated because they're a lot of bark and no bite. And one of the biggest concerns I have with the dog and the horse relationship is I do not see the dog as loyal whatsoever. I do not. And the one thing about dogs is that they are only loyal to their master. And sometimes that master is not necessarily their wife or someone very close. It could be their father. And they're out there cheating on their wife because the only person that they're really loyal to is their dad. It's always one or two people in a dog's life. And you better make sure if you're married to a dog, you're one of those people that they're actually loyal to. Now, another thing that I question about dogs is, number one, their loyalty. The horse requires loyalty. Scary, okay? Yeah. Another thing is that the horse hates fakeness. It does not admire people who are all about attention. The next thing that we look at dogs as a concern with is substance abuse.
Yeah.
So they often get really bored, and that's why the dog and the horse work. The horse needs to be always doing something. It needs to be busy. Horses love to be outside. Most horses go mentally ill if they're inside all day. The only one I've seen is Warren Buffett, a 4 like you, do a good job at it. Now, so that's the positive aspect of the horse. The other positive aspect is that the dog is extremely intelligent, and the horse likes that. Yeah. And obviously, the horse is the 7th sign, the dog is the 11th sign. But these dogs, do not trust them. Sometimes when it comes down to writing stories, when it comes down to, now we got good dogs in my life. We got Dom Lucre's a great dog.
Of course.
He
has a 4 though.
Yeah,
He has
correct.
A 4. Yeah.
Correct. And now we know Zerka's a dog, and he likes to pop his stuff, right? Yeah. And sometimes Zerka will be joking and not actually serious. Like he'll attack Gary and he'll be like, yo, I'm putting you on. I'm giving you clout. So they don't always see things the way that people do. And dogs kind of see the world like theater. Dogs are some of the greatest actors in life, so they play it like that. And they're like they're their own superhero to their own life. So they do their own thing. Other than that, what would you say you don't like about dogs?
Okay, so he everything he said was advanced knowledge, and you guys should take it. But what he didn't say is dogs are the biggest fucking liars in the fucking world. Dogs are the biggest storytellers that you'll ever fucking meet in your entire life, and that's just how they are. I mean, think about it. When it comes down to the dog, the best thing that they actually do have going for them is when somebody can actually lead them. Okay, so here's the secret about a dog. If you want to control a dog, if you actually want to work with a dog, you actually have to lead them. Think about a owner of a dog. What does he have to do every single morning? He has to grab the leash. He has to take them out. Yes. He has to give them their food. He has to make sure they're taken care of. He has to pick up their shit. You have to actually show your leader. So when it comes down to somebody who's a dog, who's one of the most famous dogs? Michael Jackson. And believe it or not, he had an enemy sign as his father, but that dragon who was his father actually fucking pushed Michael, and it was actually the leader to actually get him to where he needed to be. So if you are a dog out there, don't be too in your fucking head and stuck in your ways where you don't think you can be led somewhere. You can be led. You can be led by the horse. You can be fucking led by the tiger if they have the right energy. Now, you just have to be loyal to who you're loyal to. Now, he was saying earlier, and I'm going to pass the mic back to him. He was saying about the dog and who they're loyal to. But I would take it a step further and say, what are they loyal to? So a dog can be loyal to, a woman. A dog can be loyal to a family. A dog can be loyal to money. It just depends on what that dog is interested in and what they're loyal to. So again, the numerology is going to supersede that and tell you where they're going to lead. But again, Michael Jackson, born on the 29th, 219 is 11. A dog's the 11th sign, so you have that 22 energy there. But at the end of the day, it was Michael Jackson's father who actually pushed them. So a dog needs to be led.
Great points. I was going to say this. When it comes down to dogs, all of that makes perfect sense. And I love how you brought up the leash, giving it food. So here's some game for you guys. If you're a guy in here and you're looking to get a woman born in a dog year to like you and most importantly, respect you, what you got to do immediately is this. Number one, you have to establish a territory right away. If you have her at your house, you need to make parts of your home out of bounds because that dog woman will actually push those boundaries. She'll be in your office. She'll be cleaning your clothes, grabbing stuff you don't want her seeing. The next thing that you got to do immediately is you have to take the dog out. The first thing is emotionally bonding. Dogs have a memory that goes their entire lives. If a dog is 31 years old and someone was loyal to them at 5 years old, they will never forget that person if they see them again. They'll be like, you know what? You were good to me in kindergarten. Now, what you do is you establish territory, number one. Number two, you take the dog out, go to events, and then 3, you give the dog treats. And what you want to do is go buy food for them. You want to go, just buy ice cream, all that stuff. And a lot of dog women, and you got to be careful with this, love alcohol. And alcohol is their favorite treat. And if that's their favorite treat, that dog's no good for you. She going to the pound. Because the number one thing that destroys dog men and women is alcohol. It is the number one most destructive thing or substance I've seen in Chinese astrology for a sign, other than like one life pass with alcohol. And look to California. California is a dog state, right? So people go out to California. They get on pills, they start drinking a bunch, substances, psychedelics, because that's kind of how California is. People are bored. And so love your points on like how you kind of train them, because they're different than a dragon. You can't approach a dragon like that. And then the second the dog gets like snippy with you, you got to put her in your place right away. Because if not, she won't respect you. That's the biggest thing. She's testing, and they're the ultimate shit testers.
Yeah, that definitely goes back to, shit testing. Dogs are all about, hey, what can I get from this situation? Looking at it from a different standpoint. And one thing I'll actually bring up is that one of my friends, Jesse de Guzman, I grew up with him in San Diego. And what he told me, he when I was a kid, he had this crazy ass pit bull. Like this dog was fucking scary, like some shit from the hood, from the ghetto. Like you don't want to fuck with this dog, right? But one thing he told me was that every time this dog fucking gets aggressive with you, you get more aggressive. Yes. When the dog charges you, you get more aggressive. So later on in life, obviously, decades later, when I learned numerology and astrology, I started doing that same fucking thing with dog people born in the dog year. And what they respect is fucking force. And the same thing about Donald Trump. If you look at Donald Trump, one thing he respects is fucking force. So that dog can be put in place. And this is not a session to crap on the dogs at all. We're just giving you guys advanced knowledge, because what majority of what we do is we'll tell you guys one side of the coin, because we don't want to give you guys the advanced stuff. But since you guys are here live with us, we'll give you guys a little bit more advanced knowledge. So again, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with this guy. This guy is a fucking titan of the game. I'm a student of his. I'm a student of Gary's, and I'm just happy to be here. So without further ado, we do have guests out there. We don't want to keep them waiting too long, but let me pass the mic back to you, and we keep it going.
Yeah. I just wanted to add one more thing here. So you brought up Donald Trump, and you talked about Donald Trump's a dog, and he respects force, power, and aggression, and they always respect someone who pushes back. And they look at their enemies almost that way. So if they see that this person actually has a line, they'll push back on it. Now, Donald Trump is extremely aggressive. Today is the 14th. Donald Trump is born on the 14th. The number 14, by far, is the most aggressive form of 5 energy. Guys, if you're dating a girl and she's born on the 14th, she may throw hands. The reason why is the number 14 has the number 1 and 4 in it. 1 stands for aggression, assertiveness, argumentativeness, and 4 stands for discipline, work, law and order, routine. And, they're really good at reinventing themselves. The greatest gift that people have born in the 14th is the ability to change careers throughout the course of their life. If you're born in the 14th, what you're going to want to do is find ways to change up your life, reinvent yourself, and go into new careers, because the 14, it has a gift of adaptability.
Absolutely. So before we get out of here, how about we give a shout out to what you got going on in the future, and I'll give a shout out and a plug to what we got going on. But before we do that, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are here right now, and I'm somebody who is just a fan of these guys, somebody who's taken their every word they said and jotted it down and turned it into something that's actually tangible. So if you guys are out there, you guys are a lot like me, where you guys were just on the other side, just getting this advice. So what I would encourage you guys to do, what I would employ you guys to do, what I would actually challenge you guys to do, since it's the 14th, what you're talking about the 14th, is I would actually I would encourage you guys to take everything we said and then back test it. Go back and look at history. Go look at your friends and family who have the same energy, and then see if we're lying. And if we're not, you can actually figure out a way to actually use this and apply this stuff to yourself. So without further ado, Chris, where can these people find you at? Where can they get more info? What do you got going on? Let everybody know.
Look at this guy, man. 10 times the success I've had in a matter of 2 years at what he does, and he's literally trying to put me on. Bro, thank you for having me do this with you. So, but if you want to find me, go to ChrisGG33.com. My readings are various. I have written reports, all sorts of compatibility reports, phone call reports. Then if you want to get me on IG, I'm at ChrisGG33_. On Twitter, I got 143,000. Yep. It's at ChrisGG33. And then it's at ChrisGG33 across the board for every other platform except YouTube. It's at GG33 Chris.
Thank you so much. And then if you guys don't know, I run the 28 Club, which is me and Gary's project. Basically, we teach you guys how to apply numerology to the stock market. So my background really quickly was I started trading in 2013, which is the year of the snake. I had no idea. I just got dumb lucky. And by 2015, I literally lost it all. And I slept on my sister's couch. I started from ground zero. And I basically got a day job and just started trading on the side until I found something that clicked. 2020, I hit my stride, which was the year of the rat. I had no idea. Obviously met Gary and then kind of learned that stuff there, but I didn't know that I would be successful then. So ever since then, I've started applying numerology to the stock market, and we've, cracked the code, metaphorically speaking. I can say for a fact that Gary and Roger have both told me that I discovered a way to trade with numerology that they never even thought about. So my codes are very active. They're very accurate. And if you guys are interested in joining that, DM me at RunItUp858 on Twitter. Also, hit me on Telegram, and I'll be happy to talk with you. Other than that, we got some special guests out here in the other room. Gary's over there. He's got some other people over there, so we're going to get back over there. But thank you guys so much for joining this little quick podcast. We're going to clip the shit out of this because I want to be seen with this guy. Like, seriously, I want to be seen with this guy. Like, and I told Gary earlier, and I'll say it to him again. Thank you so much. Like, I'm a huge fan of you. You gave me my first reading. You put me on, and I wouldn't be here without your reading. So, like, I'm humble. I don't have any pride or any ego. I know the Snake 33 has a huge ego. I'm an Ox for life path. I don't. I'm just a humble guy. So it is what it is. So thank you guys for jumping on here. I don't know how to fucking end this. Maybe Gary will end it, but I'm just going to step out now. Oh, shit. Stop streaming.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for attending. I don't want to fuck this up. The mouse pad is not coming over. Oh, there it is. I guess we're going to be on here long. No. I get. Oh, there we go.